Hello, this is Hartwigga, and today we have finally the second episode of the NBA 3-tier simulation with the Salt Lake City Stars, Las Vegas Lightning, and Richmond Oilers. This is the simulation where we add three new expansion teams into the NBA alongside with three new custom players on each team. And we're just going to simulate through and see if any of these new expansion teams or new players can do anything special in the NBA, really. And just watch if anyone can win rings with these new teams. Last time we left off, none of the teams really had much momentum. They were kind of obviously just come off from the expansion draft, just building up into what looks like to be a semi-competitive side in terms of the Stars and the Oilers from memory, with the Lightning just struggling a little bit more. But what's happening now is after the free agency period, Deegan and Spencer have stayed with the Lightning, but this man, Sam DeSico, has joined them in Las Vegas for a new Super 3. Mateo Allen, he has stayed at the Stars, only one of the three to stay at the Stars, because the next man on screen, Raymond Sutton, has joined the Golden State Warriors, and he'll be partnered alongside Chase Hartwigga for a dream duo at the 1-2 positions. That means where has Davis went to? He was at the Lightning and he's went to the Miami Heat. He is going to do some special things over the next period. The Heat should be a fairly good side, and Davis there, it's going to be really entertaining. Another Oiler that has left and has joined a new team will be Noah Sneddon, who's went to the Atlanta Hawks, which the team is another contender. So Sneddon should be at the top, and Bennett has joined the Brooklyn Nets in a pretty solid side there as well. So let's see what is in store for us. Start in Year 5 at the All-Star team, and we can see Noah Sneddon and Chase Hartwigga are both starters on Team Luca and Team Jason, alongside Sam DeSico, Pat Bennett, also making the reserves here in 2028. And that just shows a testament. Sneddon, a 3-time All-Star. Bennett, DeSico, their first time making an All-Star appearance. And Hartwigga scored 17 points in the win over the Team Luca. There's Sneddon 8, 5, and 6. DeSico 4 and 5. 30 minutes to play. Obviously being a reserve, not much time. Mickey Spencer, we must have missed him somewhere. He scored a singular point for the series. And Bennett there, he's 9, 2, and 3. And Hartwigga 17, 3, and 10. And here we go. Hartwigga 29.3, 6.5, and 12.8 leads the MVP race, but Bennett with 20 and 15.5. Sutton 22.5 and 10. Sutton 25 and 10. Also in the running too. No one in particular for Rookie of the Year and Sixth Man of the Year from either of our teams. And neither too deeply, but most improved, DeSico. Spencer leading the way. Also, fellow player for them, Weaver, on their team. You can see Player of the Weeks, a lot of our custom players are making their way in, and unfortunately, not many of them on our expansion teams anymore after free agency in there. Hartwigga, Sutton, Popper, Bennett, Davis, Sneddon, and MVP goes to Chase Hartwigga, averaging 27.5, 6 boards, and 12.5 assists a game with 2 steals and 1.5 blocks on 50, 40, and 83%. So a very solid year for Chase Hartwigga. And I think the Warriors in general, first year out of the Oilers camp, and he wins an MVP. Jackson Jr. with deep win. Michael Spencer, most improved, 18.1, 12.5, 7.9 assists as well. He's been a machine. Steve Kerr, coach of the year. That's right, the Warriors with the 56-26 record. Hartwigga, Spencer, Sneddon, and Bennett all partner Luka Doncic for the All-NBA first team this season. All of them had fantastic years, as we'll get to very soon. All-NBA second team, DeSico and Davis, who's actually injured at the moment for the season, is on the second team. That's going to be a big hit for Miami and DeSico in their playoff runs. And Allen and Ray Sutton on an All-NBA third team, quietly going about their business as always. And DeSico instead of at the All-NBA defensive first team, I should say. DeSico's that kind of really pressure guard, and Seddon's just a beast, honestly, in the paint. Spencer is an all-defensive second team, and here we go. For 35-47 record, for 12th in the West for the Lightning. Spencer, as we saw, a very good year. Already read out his stats before. DeSico, 23.5, 10.5, and 7.5. Fantastic stuff. And yeah, 2.5 steals a game shows how good of a defensive guard he is. And Deegan struggling, I think, come off the bench, limited time with 6 points, 3 assists, and a rebound and a half a game. So hopefully for him, he can get some more PT next season. And then we go to Salt Lake City, who finished 8th in the West. So a playing team with a 42-40 record, so right about the 500 mark. And Mateo Allen, close to 24 points a game, 8 assists, and close to 6 rebounds, with 1.5 block and steal a game. A great season for him. And Chase Hartwigga, we've read him out, MVP, led the way for the Warriors. But Ray Sutton, 26 points, 10.5 assists, and 5.5 rebounds. All-NBA third team probably should have been better than that, honestly, but they've both led the Warriors to the first seed in the West with the 56-26 record, as we said before. And that caps off a great season and start for this duo. The Miami Heat finished second in the East with a 52-30 record. Davis, 25, 10, and 9. And All-NBA second team. Arguably could have been in the first team with those stats. 2 steals and 2.7 blocks a game. Had a monster year, but I think didn't play enough games. I think got injured, unfortunately. And Sneddon for the Hawks, a playing team in the East with 44-38 record. He had 21.5, 9 and 10.5 per night. And that's why he's on All-NBA first and defensive and All-NBA teams for Sneddon. And Pat Bennett, they finished 6th in the East, just a playing team, 45-37 for the Nets. Bennett with 20 a night, 7.5 and 15 rebounds, a massive amount of boards to collect per night, and that's why he's the starting center on the All-NBA first team. So we go. So we have 2 teams in the play-in tournaments. So we'll see how they go. Salt Lake City versus Denver, and Cleveland play Atlanta. And we're going to see how the Stars go against the Nuggets. 30 seconds left, up by 1 here. And they missed the ball back. The Stars just need to hold it up here. Denver are down. Denver need to force a stop. Shot clock will run out. A turnover. Big turnover. Jokic now can run down the court. And it's going to be an easy bucket for Jokic. 8 seconds left. Denver up by 1 point. What can Allen and the Stars do? Cummings, he's going to run it up the court. 4 seconds to go. They need to pull up from 3. Misses. Denver win. Salt Lake have lost. And Jokic proves too strong in the end. Allen, disappointed that he will be with that loss, and so too will Salt Lake's fans after that. A very close game, 124-125 in favour of the Nuggets. And you see Allen had a great game, 27, 3, and 13. Did 10 from 16 shooting, so a very efficient too. He just did all he could. Cummings, another young star for them too, to 20 points. But they're going to make it into the next playing tournament against the Warriors, where they lose. Sutton 36, Hartwigga 27, 17. So that's a good start for the Warriors and for the 2 duo. But Salt Lake get game 2 by 6 points. Allen 24 and 10 with also 8 assists. Hartwigga 31, 7 and 10. Sutton 24, 6 and 12. So they both didn't leave much on the court, just unlucky, and Stars 2 good on the day. And Stars 2-1 up in the series here, the 8th seed, proving to be a challenge for the 1 seed. Allen 24, 8 and 5, 5 steals as well. Massive game for him. Hartwigga 29, 8, 9, and Sutton, a bit of a poor game, 14 points only. Warriors, they're not going to go down easy, make it a 2-2 series at the end of game 4. Harvey's 31-13, Sutton 28-9 in their 10-point win against the Stars. Mateo Allen 21-5-8, again proving to be an impressive player. Another 11-point win for the Warriors to go 3-2 up in the series. Harwich 48-7, monster game. Sutton 15-13, double for him. And what a monster night. And that's going to be the end of the series in 6. Warriors win by 16. Allen, a bit of a poor game. Maybe couldn't handle it in the heat of it all. Harvich 31-14. Sutton 22-11. So these boys are balling. And they look very strong here, the Warriors. I must say. I know it's only an AC, but still. Here we go. We're going to fast forward through this series. And it's going to be a 4-1 win for the Hawks against the Charlotte Hornets. Who are really no match for them. Pacers play the Nets 1-1, 2-1, Nets way 3-1. And the Nets are going to make it tight for themselves, but they're going to win in 7 here, 4-3. The Warriors will go up against the Mavericks next in their series, and it's going to be 3-4. And they've lost it 3-2 up, and they've ended up losing the next 2 games. Warriors lose to the Mavericks. Hawks sweep the Bulls. In quite extraordinary fashion. And here come the Nets v the Heat. So this is going to be Pat Bennett with 13-8-3 in game 1. Bennett in game 2, 13 points again. They win game 3. Bennett 21-15-5. Remember, Davis is out for this series for the Heat. Heat win by 3 points there. Bennett 28-13. Bennett 28-14 now for the Heat to win game 5. And the Heat are getting it done without Davis. And now come finals, the Heat will play Noah Seddon's Hawks. Seddon 26-6-5. Another good game, but the Heat win by 2 points. Seddon triple-double, 21-10-10 for the 5-point win for the Hawks. Another 5-point win for the Hawks too. Sneddon, 30 more points to his name, and he's just doing the job for them at the moment. Sneddon, Conference Finals MVP. 24 points he averaged a night. Here you go, against the Mavericks for the finals. Sneddon, 21-17-13. What a massive game. They win game 1. Mavericks win game 2. Sneddon, 17-13-10. So still a very productive night for him. 33-9-11 in another win for the Hawks. And another win for the Hawks again. Sneddon, 23-11-12. 3-1 in the series. Maybe I miscounted that because there's still a game. Maybe it's 3-2 now. Sorry. 23. Yeah, well, here we go. 3-3 in the series. Sneddon is averaging some insane stats. 32, 19, and 4 again. But here we go into the game. This is it, game 7. But the Hawks have blown out the Mavericks. Luka, not enough it seems. Sneddon will get his time in the sun. They're just going to tick down the clock now. 8 seconds and counting. It's going to be a massive 21-point win to win at Dallas. And they are going to do it. Here they go. The Atlanta Hawks are the NBA champions, and so too is Noah Sneddon. What a crazy finish. They were the 8th seed. The 8th seed, and they've only went and done it. Noah Sneddon, an absolute monster playoff series, and a very deserving victor. And I think would have to be Finals MVP, wouldn't he? You'd think so. He would have averaged a near triple-double in this series, I think, alone. Sneddon, where is he? Give him the Finals MVP. Hawks are the champions in 27-28. And Sneddon has got a Finals MVP to his name, and that is going to be an absolute fantastic record for him. Obviously being a very successful player for the Oilers in their first year at the Hawks, and they've won a ring. It'll be interesting to see when everyone's fully fit next season who can challenge this team, because they weren't a great regular season team, but they were really good in the playoffs. 22-9-7 for Sneddon. Let's see what happens in this one. The Lightning retain Deegan, DeSico, and Spencer, who are about the same in overall they were last season, 91, 85, and 83, as you can see on screen there. They're all progressing well for 24 years old in the league. The Salt Lake City Stars, though, have Allen at an 89, 23-year-old Lloyd Cummings at an 84, and Rodick as their main centerpiece at 82 rated. But a lot of just young pieces they've got here. Pascal Siakam, who's an 81 still. He can still do the bit. Golden State have a 97 Ray Sutton and a 96 Chase Hartwigga, so they've really lucked out. Two good centers of Gornev and Higgins, 87 and 85 respectively, and both young. So this is a team to watch out for the next probably 5 years or something if they can all stay together. The Heat have still an injured Hayden Davis come start of the season, but he would be a 96 rated player. 1 to 2 weeks with a leg stress fracture in his right leg. Bam Adebayo still rocking 87 rated, and Tyler Hero, 28 years old, 82, a solid piece there for the Miami Heat. So they, again, look like they could contend. Cunningham and Sneddon, 91 and 90 rated together. This is a team that just won the championship and probably will be looking to go again with this roster. They are looking absolutely sublime at the moment. Marion too, Smith Jr., some good pieces alongside him. I don't see why they can't contend. The Brooklyn Nets have got Pat Bennett at 85 rated. Mikal Bridges 84 rated. Probably a bit low, you'd say, for Mikal Bridges, but maybe he's regressing. He's 32 years old. But they're just a pretty mediocre roster, and I think that's where we saw him last year. But here comes All-Stars. Raymond Sutton, first time All-Star, and is captain of this team. And he has Allen and Harvard as starters with him as well. DeSico, Sneddon, and Bennett, all the reserves for him. But still no Davis, which I think, from memory, Hayden Davis was injured again come All-Star, so that's why he wasn't selected. Sutton, 30 points in the All-Star game, alongside Allen's 13. So, Team Darius did blow out Team Sutton. Harwich, 8 points only. Obviously, not a super serious competition, the All-Star game. MVP, Harwich is back up there leading with 24.5 and 11. But Garland, 37 and 11 a game. Sutton, 27.5 and 10. Victor, 27.5 and 15. And Pat Bennett, 22 and 13. Some monster statistics there. And again, Defensive Player of the Year, Sam DeSico, on 26 points a game as well. That's a good shout, and he's looking like he's having a good time in the Western Conference, as you can see. His name's popping up there a bit too. Hayden Davis was popping right. Yeah, massive season he was having, but again, fairly sure he was injured late in this season, unfortunately for him. But MVP goes to Victor Wembanyama with 28 and 15.5 a game. Could have been to anyone, really. They all had great stats. A depoy as well for Wembanyama. And it looks like the Mavs have a good record too. DeSico, All-NBA first team along with Allen. So they've shot up this season. Ray Sutton, Noah Sneddon, and Pat Bennett all in the NBA second team. And Hartwigga is only one in the third team for 28-29 season. DeSico in the all-defensive first team and Sneddon in the all-defensive second team as well. So another good regular season for a lot of our players. Who knows what is to come next? But Michael Spencer he must have had an injury with PT limited. 3.5 points a game, 1.5 assists, and 2 rebounds a game. That is not like him. It's Deegan, 3, 1.5 a rebound a game. What do you know? Seiko's stats, a mammoth season for him. They were 16th in the West again, the worst team in the West with 32 and 50 records. So they're still not a horrible record. But Seiko at 26 and 11.5 a night is the one really carrying their load. Spencer and Deegan not getting any playing time. Maybe they're out of luck at Las Vegas. But the Stars are 4th in the West with a 48 and 34 record. Allen, 22.5 a night and 7.5 assists to go with 6 rebounds. Just a pretty complete player at the small forward position. Warriors once again first in the West with a 62-20 record. Hartwigga 23.5, 11.5 and 5 rebounds. Not the same numbers he was in MVP year last year, but still solid enough. And Sutton 27.5, 10 and 5.3 rebounds a game. So another good year for the dynamic duo here. Maybe the new Splash Brothers in the Bay Area. And the Heat third in the East, 47-35, even without Davis for half a year, who was averaging 26, 10, and 11. So it would have been an MVP candidate for sure if he played enough games, you'd have to say. 2 steals and 3.1 blocks a game. He'll be exciting to look out for if he comes back in the postseason. The Hawks are fourth in the East with a 44-38 record. Sneddon, 19.4 a night, 10.2 rebounds and 8 assists. Numbers are slightly down with the new additions to the team, but still good solid numbers for them. And the Nets, second in the East. I call this a mid-team. They just all work well. They all know their role, don't they? They're working well as a team. Bennett 22, 7 and 13 a night. Can't really have a... Yeah, that surprised me, the Brooklyn Nets. Here they are. Can they contend in the postseason? This is what the playoffs look like. Notable matchups. Salt Lake v Denver will be a pretty tight contest, you'd say, to the least. Boston, the 7th seed against the Nets. Don't count them out. And here we go. 3-1, and it's going to be a 4-1 series, an easy win for Mataro Allen and the Salt Lake City Stars against the Nuggets. Quite surprising. The Hawks play the Knicks here, and they're going to win in 5, 4-1. They beat the Knicks. And Sneddon and Cunningham working together well. Here we go. Boston v Brooklyn. Boston, have they done it? Boston have pulled it off in 5. Boston have, I just said this team is mid. Maybe just a good regular season team because they lose in 5. Davis playing against the Pistons. It's a 6-game series win. I think Davis is back too for the postseason, which is good to see. And the Warriors are going to win in 5. A gentleman's sweep against the OKC Thunder. And this is what it looks like coming into the second round of the playoffs. Golden State versus Salt Lake City again for this season. Miami play Boston, and the Hawks will play the Magic. So let's get into our first set of games, which should be Golden State v Salt Lake City. And Golden State, I think, do win the first game. 37 points for both Sutton and Hartwigga. They both put up a really good game as well. Julius Randle playing some good basketball at the moment. Mataro Allen, a good game for him. And the Warriors win the second game as well. Hartwigga 35-10. And Mataro Allen struggling a bit currently in this series. 12-6-4 only for him. But here they go. They win game 3 through the Stars by quite a bit. Allen 18-2-8. So back to more reasonable form for him. Sutton 37-13. Hartwigga 23-10. Both putting up good numbers once again. But the Warriors win by 40 points in Game 4. Allen 29 points, but Sutton is the talk of the town with 49 points. Hartwigga 13-10. But the Warriors are doing it when it matters the most. Sutton, that's a massive game, isn't it? And they went in 5 to the Warriors. A 5-point win. Allen 25-11-7. A better game for him, but not enough to beat the Warriors. And they're going to progress to the conference finals. Sutton 25-12. Higgins, one of the young centers, 20 points as well. And Hartwigga 16-9. So sharing the load a bit there. The Hawks against the Magic. This is not a super exciting series, but somehow the Magic actually beat the Hawks, the reigning champions, in 6. That's a big blow. And Miami are going to win in 5 against the Celtics. So the Celtics beat the Nets, but can't get past the Heat. So it's going to be Golden State versus San Antonio, and Miami versus Orlando, who are an 8th seed, by the way. So this will be interesting to see who progresses out of this lot. First, we're going to watch Golden State versus San Antonio. And we're in the game here. 3 points. The Warriors are up by. And they're going to keep passing around. Sutton pulls up from 3. Misses. 40 seconds left. What can the Spurs do now? Have it on the top of the 3. Pulls up. Deep to that is. And drains it. Rhodes hits a deep 2. And it's only back to 1 point ball game now in game 1. Sutton, top of the 3-point line. Passes it out. It's a hit 3. That's clutch. That is a big, big 3. Up by 4 points. And they're loving it. That's always good when you can win game 1 in a tight game 1-2 with that. 20 seconds left though. It's not done by all means. They're the 3 seed for the reason. The Spurs. They've got some good players. They're gonna shoot from the 3. Doesn't work out. It's gonna be a win here, you'd say, with a foul now. 10 seconds left. You can't miss this if you're Hartwigga. Last year's MVP. Another solid season for him, and he hits the first free throw. 5 points. Needs to hit this. And does too. Up by 6. 10 seconds left. It's going to be a bit of a challenge for the Spurs here. Near on impossible, you'd say, for them to win from here. Pull up from 3. A foul, though. Shelton's fouled. And he's fouled out of the game, too. Oh, 3 free throws. That's not what you needed. You just didn't need it to do that. If you're the Warriors, Steve Kerr probably fuming right now. Hits the first. Misses the second. That's let the Warriors off with a bit of a freebie there. And he hits the last one. 4-point ball game. Get it into one of your shooters here. Hartwigga, they get it into, and a foul, and it should be game. He shouldn't miss both of these. At least hit one. He does hit the first. Up by 5. Hartwigga. And they're up by 6 again. 5 seconds. It should be enough to hold off the San Antonio Spurs now. Big pull up from deep. Not going to do much. It's going to be a big win in game 1 for the Golden State Warriors in this Western Conference Finals. And Wembanyama and crew couldn't get the job done against the new Splash Brothers, Hartwigga and Sutton. And we're just going to look at their stats in just a moment. But like I said, big momentum into the rest of the series. Hartwigga 32, 4 and 9. Sutton 23, 8 and 11. So some good games for the boys. And in game 2, the Warriors win again. 31, 7 and 14 for Hartwigga. 30, 11 and 8 for Sutton. And a massive 46-point win for the Warriors in game 3. Raymond Sutton, 57 points. That is absolutely enormous to drop in a final series. And it's going to be another win and a serious sweep for the Warriors. Davis, 20, 10 and 7. They beat the Magic in game 1. Comprehensively do the Heat. Another 20-point win for the Heat. Again in game 2. Davis, 14, 10 and 12 for him. And then 32, 8 and 10 he records in game 3. And it's a 3-0 in the series. Another 26-point win for the Miami Heat. But the Magic strike back in game 4, taking a game here. 37, 7 and 8 for Davis. But the Heat will win in 5. 47, 9 and 13. A massive game of 3 steals and 5 blocks too. He looks primed. This is going to be interesting. Hartwigga and Sutton v Davis. Warriors v Heat in the NBA Finals. This is what we wanted. I was not the expansion taste, but it's our custom players going head to head. This should be an interesting challenge to say the least. Who wins? You're probably going to say that surely the Warriors. They take game 1 by 4 points. Davis looks like he's only got the 19 points, 5 and 5, so it's okay, but not what he needs to be doing. 25, 8, 9 for Hartwigga. Another 20-odd points for Sutton. Davis, there we go. 48, 19 and 10 with 2 and 3 steals and blocks. That's a massive monster game, and that's why they win by 20 points in game 2. Hartwigga's 23 points as well. And Miami Heat take a 2-1 series lead here. Game 3, Davis 18, 11 and 6. Hartwigga only 14 points. Disappointing for him. Only got fouled out. Sutton 24. But the Warriors win Game 4. Davis had a triple-double I saw there. Hartwigga 26 and 10. Sutton 15 points. Warriors win once again. Davis 40, 13 and 9. Hartwigga 28, 2 and 5. Sutton 24, 7 and 9. Game 6. Golden State are up by 36 points with 8 seconds to go. Hartwigga at the free throw line. This is going to be massive. In Miami, put it up by 37 to win the 28-29 NBA championships. It's going to be the dream team. This dynamic duo, the Splash Brothers. Hartwigga and Sutton are going to dethrone their good mate Hayden Davis on the Miami Heat. Hartwigga hits a second. 38 points the lead at the moment. 7 seconds to go, and I think it's going to run at the clock here. There's no point trying to do anything special here. And it's going to be the Golden State Warriors to be your new NBA champions. First seed in the West, 62-20 record, and they've only went and followed through. They were pretty tough to beat all throughout this playoff series. It goes to the likes of Steph, Clay, all those players. It's what it's reminiscent of. And can they keep going like this? Who knows? But it seems eerily familiar to what we've seen before with two great shooters playing against one guy who's kind of carried an okay team. And Finals MVP is going to be Chase Hartwigga. He wins his first Finals MVP alongside him and Raymond's first ring. And that is some sights to see. And that's three of our players now that have won a ring now in this second episode. Who else will? Who bloody knows? But what a season. Davis, 19, 9 and 6. Sutton, 44 points. Balled out that game. Hartwigga, 22 and 14. It's probably been the most exciting season to date. But let's get on to year 7 of this series. And here we go. A fit and healthy Hayden Davis leads his own team here. Captain, alongside Ray Sutton for Team Raymond. Pat Bennett, Sam DeSico, and Michael Spencer all in reserves for Team Raymond. Hartwigga and Alan Anstead starting for Team Davis. And here we go. Davis and Hartwigga both put up 18 points apiece. Sneddon 16 points. Allen 11. For Team Hayden. And Team Raymond, Bennett only 3 points for him. DeSico 8 points. Sutton 8 and 10. Not sure who won. But anyway, Pat Bennett 21 and 13 leads the MVP race. Davis is up there as well. So too's Hartwigga and Sutton. So all the familiar faces that we expected to see up here too. Luka Doncic as well. No one for the Rookie of the Year for any of our teams. Remember, we are still looking out for the teams when possible. No one for Sixth Man of the Year either. Unfortunately, Deep Boy have Hayden Davis leading the way. Well, second, sorry. Him and Victor. Ben Simmons on top. Don't really know why. Nothing there looks too good. But Calvin Brand, second and most improved player for the Richmond Oilers. Haven't heard too much about them. But a lot of our custom players sharing around the player of the week. Davis's name in there a fair bit. A lot of Lightning players. DeSico Spencer. Must have had a resurgence if he's on player of the week. But Bennett wins the MVP. 21 and 13. 7.5 assists. 2 as well, shooting 47 from the field, 73 from the line, and actually a solid 37% from 3-point line for the Nets man. Remember, he was Rookie of the Year back in the first year, obviously, of this simulation. So MVP isn't too surprising. He's a pretty dominant center in this simulation. Nothing else happening really. Ben Simmons does win Depoy over Davis and Wembanyama. Interesting. Must have been really good hustle stats, honestly. And unfortunately, Brand does not win it. Most improved for the Richmond Oilers. The Warriors 60-22 again, with Steve Kerr being Coach of the Year. All-NBA first team, DeSico, Spencer, Sneddon, and Bennett all on the first team. So some pretty familiar names again for this season. This is the year 2029-2030. Spencer, a resurgence for him. Haven't seen him around for the last couple of years in the league. Hartwigga, Sutton, and Allen all on the All-NBA second team. My question is, where is Hayden Davis in all this? Because he was averaging some monster stats, and he's not even on an All-NBA team. I'm pretty sure, we'll see his stats soon, but I'm pretty sure he's averaging a very solid points per game this year. But here we go, Spencer, 17 points a night, 7 assists, and 12.5 rebounds with 1.5 blocks and 2.3 steals. Seiko, 23.5, 9 assists and 7.5 rebounds. And Deegan, a bit more PT, 9.5 points, 6 assists, 2.3 rebounds. The 14th in the West now, the Lightning, so they're going up a few spots. A better record of 34-48. So signs are showing that the Lightning are on the up. The Salt Lake City Stars, they've dropped this year to 8th seed, a 42-40 record, so they're a playing team. Allen, once again, 23.5, 8, and 5.5, so a pretty solid and consistent season again for Allen. He averages pretty similar numbers each time. Golden State again, yeah, we said their record already, the first in the West. Harvard's 23, it's about 24 a night, 10 assists and 5 rebounds. Sutton, 25 a night, 9 assists and 4 rebounds. So both them pretty good numbers. Probably dropped a few points per night with some other players stepping up, some other young players in the team. But first and West again, they should be another strong contender. Hayden Davis, 24.5, 8.5, and 10.5 with 2.2 steals, 3.1 blocks. Snubbed from any All-NBA team. Quite ridiculous, to be honest. Miami are 5th in the East too, 47-35. How does it even get out an award this year is quite beyond me. The Hawks, 7th in the East only, with a 40-42 record. So playing team, Sneddon, 22 a night, 7.5 assists, and 10 rebounds as well. So averages a double-double, but they struggled a bit more this year, the Hawks. And Sneddon couldn't quite reel them into the top 6 spot. Nets, first in the East, a 55-27 record. Bennett averaging 21, 7.5, and 12.5 a night. Obviously your MVP, as we know, but I didn't know they were first. That's crazy. We obviously have 2 play-on teams this year. The Stars play the Rockets and the Bucks play the Hawks. So this should be quite interesting. Any other matchups in the playoffs? Not really. Nothing really to play out yet. Maybe Miami and Philly might go alright, but here we go. Stars win their game against the Rockets. Allen 24, 9, and 8. So he's done most of the work there for the Stars. And the Hawks dominate against the Bucks. Sneddon 35, 22, and 11. He just comes alive in the postseason, and that's why they struggled. I've just seen no Cade Cunningham for the Hawks anymore, so he's left. Stars play the Mavericks in the first series of the NBA playoffs, and they win 4-2. So Allen's turned it on. The Hawks will play the Magic, and they are off to a 0-2 start, but they've pegged it back 3-3 in the series, and they've won in Game 7. They've pulled out the string. Sneddon wins in clutch time. The Bucks play the Nets. And the Nets, the first seed, they go down in 5. Set 2 years in a row, they've been a top seed and went to a playing team. That is terrible for the Nets. They cannot perform in the postseason. Davis beats the Philadelphia 76ers in 6 games. And the Rockets will play the Warriors. And the Warriors will win in 6 games as well. So that means that the Warriors will play against the Lakers. Salt Lake City play against OKC. Atlanta play the Chicago Bulls. And the Bucks play the Miami Heat in the semi-finals in 2029-2030. First game will be, I think, the Salt Lake City Stars, it should be, from memory. But yeah, what a shock to see the Brooklyn Nets out in 5, a 1 seed, with the reigning MVP. No good, but here we go. Thunder are going to sweep the Stars. That is crazy. The Thunder could be a team to watch out for, sweeping the Stars. 1-1 in the series, the Bulls up 3-1. The Bulls winning 6 against the Hawks. Still not enough for the Bulls, and they're out in the semi-finals. Davis feed the Bucks. The Heat 2-2 now, 3-2, 4-2. They're winning 6 against the Bucks, and they'll progress to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Lakers up 2-0 against the Warriors, 2-2 now. The Warriors, they won the 4 next games straight, and they're going to progress through in 6. So the Warriors now take on the OKC Thunder in the Western Conference Finals, and Miami and Chicago will play off in the Eastern Conference Finals. So OKC sweeping the Stars was not to be seen, and Chicago and Atlanta, would have thought Center would have had more of a fight. He's a very good playoff performer, as we've seen, but unfortunately it wasn't enough for them. The Heat win the first game against the Bulls. Davis, what's he done? Not a lot, 14-7-14. Not one of his best games, he's shooting alright still. But his next game is a monster, 37-9-12, which I'm not sure if that's a win or a loss. I didn't mark it down for some reason, but the Bulls win by 43 points. Davis 29-8-9, the only one that had half a crack, it seemed. Tyler Hero looks to be injured day to day there. The Bulls again destroyed the Heat. Davis 16-7-8, so they're nullifying his presence. He only played 26 minutes. Interestingly enough, the Bulls again win 3 straight. Davis 18-7-6. It was a 2-0 lead. Now it's brought to a 3-3 lead. Draw at the moment, I should say. 24-6-10 for Davis. But the Heat beat the Bulls, and they're going to make it to the finals for a second year straight. Davis 28-8-8. The Warriors winning game 1. Hartwigga and Sutton doing the work here, 29 and 21 respectively. Game 2 to the Thunder, a 9-point loss for the Warriors. Hartwigga, a bit of a struggle that one, 12-4-9 for him. Sutton 20 some or so points. Okay, so you go 2-1 up in the series, 21-12 for Sutton, 17-9 for Hartwigga. So they're not getting enough out of their star players. So here we go. Hartwigga 38-4-20. Monster game for him, and Sutton 24-2-8. Another solid game. Pretty sure it's a win for the Warriors. Another win for the Warriors too. Sutton 31 points. Hartwigga 12, but 10 assists. So a bit of playmaking from him. And the Thunder are going to progress, actually. No, they don't progress. It's 3-all, I think, now. But they will progress by 4 points. And that's Hartwigga, a very disappointing game. Fouled out early. Sutton 35-10, and it's going to be a Miami Heat OKC finals, and that was not what I was expecting. OKC, a 40-point win in the first game, 24-7-9 for Davis, and that's not a good look for the start of this final series. The Heat, though, they come back to make it 1-1. Davis, 20-17-15, a monster game triple-double for him as well. Game 3, the Thunder win. Davis 33, 11 and 12, another monster game. He's leaving it all out on the court for the Miami Heat. And Game 4 goes by 7 points to the Thunder. 3-1 up in the series now. Davis 25, 4 and 12. It looks pretty dire at the moment for the Heat. Miami, though, 100 apiece here. OKC running. You're going to try running the clock, but it's probably too early to do that yet, isn't it? Level ball game. A big block. Big block by the Heat. And they're just going to keep the screen. Doesn't work. 2 seconds, 1 second. Pull up from deep. Bang! It hits. That is a massive, massive bucket in the game. A 3-point lead to the OKC Thunder. Davis pulls up. Hits it. A deep 2. And here it was. Davis, this was a very big moment as well. The number 9 just pulls up in their face. Don't even get up to contest in time. No one expected that shot. And bang, clean as you like in the bucket. Down by 1. OKC, they can just try to hold the ball potentially. But no, they're going to get through. A floater misses. Timeout by the Heat. And they have 23.2 seconds to score. Just 2 points here. 1 basket will put them in the lead. They're just going to try to hold down the time. Pass it to Davis. What's he going to do? He went for the step back. Faked the move, I think, there. Tyler Hero. Pass out to Davis. 10 seconds left. They don't have to do anything silly. Davis has been clamped up. They pass it out to the corner. Jaquez Jr. 8 seconds, 5 seconds. They're holding it up. Bam! Gets blocked! Bam! Blocked! And they're going to lose. 0.9 seconds left. Bam Adebayo blocked. That was not the shot. Not the shot at all. Should have given it to your star player in Davis. And unfortunately, I think they are going to lose here. The Miami Heat by 1 single point. And the OKC Thunder at home win the 2029-2030 NBA Championship. And it's the second season in a row that the Heat have lost in the finals. And Davis has lost. But to no fault of his own. Again, extremely good numbers by him once again this season. And it just shows he's probably one of the top players in today's game. But yeah, a very disappointing loss for the Heat and a great win for the Thunder, who we did say they swept the Stars and they won in 7 against the Warriors, 34, 6-4. Again, left it all out there on the court. And a big bucket late, but unfortunately just wasn't enough to get the job done. For the final season of this episode, the Lightning stayed the same with Seiko 92 rated, Deegan 84 rated, and Spencer 92 rated. And can the Lightning finally climb up the order and maybe make a play in tournament? That would be something interesting to see. Salt Lake City have an 89 rated Mateo Allen once again, with Lloyd Cummings and Rodick as well leading the charge. This is a solid 3 they've had for this kind of entire episode so far. In 2030, 2031, year 8 of the simulation is no different once again. The Richmond Oilers are popping up here because there's going to be something interesting about them. They got their young player Brand 84 rated, as well as Paxton 84 rated. Remember him from the first episode. They just got some solid role players here. They could do a little bit come the end. The Warriors have a 99 rated Chase Harwich and 98 rated Raymond Sutton. 85 rated Higgins and Shelton, a power forward, rated 84. So very solid team at the moment. They look scary. They're going to be contenders 100%. 98 rated Davis is now joined by a 92 rated Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, as well as an 83 rated JJJ. Holy moly, the Heat are going to be contenders like the Warriors once again. And the Atlanta Hawks have lost Noah Sutton because he's went to the Dallas Mavericks in free agency, and he's joined Luka Doncic, 291 rated overall players. Their small forward, which name I'm not going to try to say, is rated 87 as well. And they've got DeAndre Ayton at the 5, and they're going to be a very good side once again. Bennett, 85 reigning MVP for the Brooklyn Nets. Can they finally contend in the off season? They've got some solid pieces around them too. They'll be a solid side, you'd say. Probably around that 5th seed, I'd say. That's what they're contending. And it's going to be Team Chase v Team Hayden for the 2031 All-Star competition. Hartwigga has got Bennett, Allen, and Snedden starting for him. No one on the reserves for him, but Davis has got Sutton starting for him with Stasico in the reserves. Sutton puts up 19 and 9. Davis 10, 6 and 6. For his team, Stasico 5 points only, unfortunately for him. And Bennett 21 and 10. Good game in the All Star for Bennett. Hartwigga 16, 6 and 7. To lead his team to, I think it was a win. Snedden 11, 8 and 7. Allen, only a lonely 6 points for him. Luka and Snedden both leading the MVP races at the moment, but Hartwigga, Sutton and Davis are all amongst the ranks, averaging some good, solid points. Now Eriksson, Rookie of the Year, leading the way for the Lightning. That's promising to see for Las Vegas. Depoy, no one's around there once again, and no one's there for MIP. But a few names getting about. Bennett, Davis, Sutton's, some Hartwiggas there in amongst it, and even some Herb Kerr from the Richmond Oilers has popped up as well, which is interesting to see. Can Richmond be something of a contender come year 8? Luka Doncic wins MVP with 25.5, 7.5 boards and 10 assists a game. Rookie of the Year doesn't go to the Las Vegas player, but actually goes to Willis Schultz from the Portland Trail Blazers. 6-man Carson Lucas for the Kings. Depoy, Victor Wembanyama once again averaging some insane numbers offensively too, 29-15 a game. And Dale Paxton for the Raptors, the most improved player. But Jason Kidd for the Mavericks, the 58-24 record, being the coach of the year. The All-NBA first team, Doncic, Hartwigga, Davis, Snedden and Bennett. So a very, very good, probably one of the best All-NBA first teams we've had probably this episode, but they've all been some very stacked lineups. Bennett has a day-to-day injury here, 1 2 weeks actually, on his left ankle. All-NBA second team, DeSico, Sutton and Allen are all part of it. So that's 7 of the 9 custom players in 8 of them now, with Michael Spencer in the third team. 8 out of 9. The only one who's not on there is Cody Deegan, who's actually joined the Wizards halfway through the year. So he's played half the season at the Las Vegas Lightning, half at the Wizards, and Davis and Snedden are on the all-defensive second team. So Deegan on the all-defensive first team. Eriksson from the Lightning on the all-NBA, all-rookie first team. And here we go. Spencer, 17.2 points a game, 11 rebounds and 6 assists. DeSico, 21, 10 and 6.5. And Deegan, 14, 8 and 3. Who actually joined Giannis, I think, who was at the Wizards. Lightning, 16th in the West, 21 and 61. They actually went down this season. That's disappointing to see. They've lost their star in Deegan. Potentially a solid player. They could have maybe derailed them for a bit, I should say. The Stars missed the playoffs. They're 11th in the West, 37 and 45. Allen, 23, 8 and 6. Great season for him once again. Just not enough pieces around him anymore. 58 and 24 for the Golden State Warriors against first in the West, as they've been the whole episode now. Harvard 24.5, 10 and 5, and Sutton 23 3.5, 8.5, and 4.5 on the year. So another good season for our Splash Brothers. Next will be the Miami Heat. Hayden Davis, 24, 10, and 10 and 9. That's why he's on the All-NBA first team. And he's led the Miami Heat to 4th in the East with Shea as well, with a 52 and 30 record. So that'll be someone to watch for come playoffs. And Sneddon, his first year for the Mavericks, 19.5, 8.5, and 9 rebounds. And they're second in the West, 58 and 24, level pegging with the Golden State Warriors. So Sneddon and Luka Doncic working well, and Pat Bennett, 8 in the East, 40-42. So they're actually a playing team. Probably where they're probably about so really were, to be honest. 19.5 a night, 7.5 assists, and 13 rebounds. Still an All-NBA first center, having a great time at the Nets individually, but probably lacked a bit in the playoffs. And they're going to be playing Richmond. Brooklyn are. Someone's going to make it out. So Richmond in to the play-in tournament. That's amazing to see. The only custom team bar the Stars this whole episode to make the play-in tournaments or playoffs in general. Stars obviously out, Richmond in this season. Notable matchups: Miami will play Chicago once again. They played each other a few times this episode, and in this kind of Davis Miami era. But let's see how this play-in tournament goes. It should be a tight contest. Bennett v his old side, really, isn't it? And Brooklyn are up by 4 points with a minute and a half to go. Richmond at the line though, and it's going to be Paxton. Spencer Paxton, the man who used to play with Bennett, Hartwigga, and send him back when they first joined the NBA. And Bennett's going to hold the ball now on the 3-point line after the miss from Paxton. 4 points still the margin. Whitehead going to drive in for a layup, missed the board. Bagley gets the rebound to Paxton, and what can he do? He's driving in, trying to get past the defender, can't. Goes again, and he just has to pull out. They're going to have to make a brand new play up here. They're running out of time though. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 50 seconds on the game. Paxton gets through, drives through, and a good, tough finish. Back to 2 points, and is there any chance that Richmond can get the job done? This would be an insane finish. 40 seconds left. Bennett, he's carrying a slight injury still, but he's going to play through it. Shoots an absolute nasty fadeaway 3. Misses the rebound to the Richmond Oilers. And they're going to bring up the court once again. Pass from Paxton. He gets it back. Trying to do some moves here. Gets blocked. Bennett blocks it. They pass it out, and it's going to be a foul on Sengun. And he's fouled out. And to the free throw line for the Nets is whoever this is, number 16, a new player for Brooklyn. And if he hits these next two, it would be pretty much game, you'd say. And the Brooklyn Nets would be advancing through. But 2 points, the lead, 18 seconds left. Lynch, first free throws off. That's going to make it still a good chance for the Richmond Oilers to at least level it if he hits this free throw. What can he do though? Bridges and Bell, two of the better players, back on for the Nets. And the second free throw from Lynch. He needs to hit this. 2 points would not be enough. This would be very... And he's missed it. Sengun actually wasn't fouled out. I thought he was. I thought it said fouled out. But a timeout from the Richmond Oilers. It's 18 seconds on the clock. And they're going to inbound the ball to Paxton. 2 points. They need a 3 here. A big 3. Surely needs to be coming up. They're holding the ball. They're waiting for a last second shot attempt. Paxton, he has the ball still. Someone has to set the screen. 2 seconds. 1 second. Paxton shoots. Foul on Sengun. Who's fouled out, but the bucket counts. It's a foul against Sengun, but the bucket counts for the Richmond Oilers. They're up by 1 with 1.3 to go. What a clutch play, and what's happened. It's just crazy. An offensive foul but it wasn't. The bucket still counts. And they're going to inbound the ball in here, the net. Mikal Bridges shoots from absolutely downtown, misses, and the Oilers are going to progress through. They've beaten the Nets in outstanding fashion. A clutch bucket from Spencer Paxton, who's become one of the stalwarts at the moment of the Richmond Oilers, to progress them through as the 7th seed into the NBA playoffs. Bennett will be absolutely rooting that loss. Look at him. He's seething at the moment, as you can tell. Benedict Mathurin, 32 points. Sengun, 16, 15, and 10. Brand, 13, 10 points. Paxton only had 10 minutes of play time, but that was massive for them. That last minute bucket. Bennett, 33, 18, and 5. You cannot fault him tonight. 5 blocks. Definitely wasn't his fault, you could say. Twisted left ankle as well. And they end up going down by 5 points. Bennett, 20, 18, and 6. And they're going to get swept in both. Well, they're going to get swept from the play-ins, I guess you could say. Lose both their games. And the Nets are out of the playoffs. And Richmond are going to play the Hawks, who just lost Sneddon, but they're going to be in 6 against a pretty inexperienced Richmond side when it comes to playoffs. Here go Doncic, Sneddon, and the Mavericks. It's going to be a winning 6 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. No, they lost in 7. What? It was just an error by me. They actually did lose in 7, and so did the Heat in 7 against the Bulls. This is all going off here. 2 big players out of the finals early on, but the Warriors sweep the Lakers. So the semi-finals are going to look like this. Oh no. I have made an error. Dallas did make it through. Bloody hell. Again, they're going to play the Clippers. Golden State play Phoenix. And then the East is no one really to worry about for us here in this simulation. The Clippers are going to have a tight contest against the Magic. I think 2-2. 3-3 now, and the Clippers win in 7. Sneddon and Doncic bow out in the semi-finals. They actually are out now. 3-0 up, and they're going to win just in 7. They made it hard for themselves, the Warriors, but they're going to play the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, and this is a super team. It's not quite a super team yet, but one of the formidable teams in the competition. Can they win their second ring together, Hartwigga and Sutton, in this kind of new second Splash Brothers era, you could call it. Atlanta and Chicago will play in the Eastern Conference Finals, so it's going to be a tough team if they do win. This Warriors, but they need to beat this Clippers side, who have just beaten Doncic instead, and 2 of the best player performances we've seen in the league in the recent era. And Sutton, 27 points at Harvard, 15 and 11 in the first game. Do not know how to win. Again, should be writing this down. But nonetheless, next game, the Clippers win by 11. Harvard, 16 and 11. No one really shows up in a looks like a maybe defensively minded game. 11 and 6 for Sutton. Not great for him either. 3 from 15 shooting. That is yuck. You want to forget that. The Warriors win game 3. Sutton 32 and 10. Harvard's 28 and 7. So it's a better performance by the Warriors. Game 4. Warriors up by 1. Clippers need a bucket here. Porter Jr. flicks it out to Shelton. The Warriors had the ball. They need to just hold up for a bit and score a 2 at least to make this game interesting. And they pull off from a 3 from absolutely no. What was the point of that? You do not know. And Cunningham, who actually joined the Clippers, is got a dunk at the fast break, and they're up by 1 at the moment. The LA Clippers are 2-1 in the series. The Clippers lead. Porter Jr. passes it out to Shelton. Get the ball in Sutton's hand. He can shoot, that boy. Get it to him. He drives in. Can't do it. They're mucking around with the ball. 4 seconds. Shelton hits a shot. No, misses. In and out nearly. Off the back iron and then misses. It's going to be 3-1 in the series. The Clippers by 1 point. The Warriors are staring down the barrel of defeat. Cunningham gets the job done for the Clippers. Sutton wearing number 7 now, which is a small touch since Clay and Steph are retired. The numbers were also retired, so that's why Ray's moved from number 11 to 7. If you didn't know, but Hartwigga fouled out early. Only 8 points, I think that was his name, or 6, can't see properly. But the Clippers win in 5. Hartwigga 23, 6 and 8. They're going to lose in the Western Conference Finals once again. And it's disappointing for the Warriors, who probably should have done better than 1 of 4, really, in this episode. Sun 15, 5 and 5. Again, not a great shooting night for him. And it's going to be the LA Clippers to win in 5. In a second, you'll see in this 2030-2031 NBA Finals. So, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been Hartwigga, and I'll be back soon for episode 3 of this series. I hope you've all enjoyed, and see ya.